it's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 1, Episode 6, or 106, whatever you'll say, Level Up. Now, we know wasn't there last week. We don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but they're here this week, and this was a very good episode. I enjoyed this episode thoroughly. So, before we get started, what am I going to say? Shout out to all my subscribers and everyone in my comment section who've been holding my channel down. I need you all to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. That's what I need you to do to keep Barbie J's channel growing. Yes. Anyway, what's next? Okay, so it starts off with the building inspector. You know, Rock had to walk up the stairs because the elevator, if y'all ever lived in the projects or housing development, whatever you want to call it, them elevators don't never be working. So she had to walk up them stairs, and she get up there, and the building manager's pissed because the inspector's there. They done put a hole in the floors and the walls and everything, and he going in on her, talking about she gonna have to put everything back, else she gonna be set up for immediate eviction or a trip to housing court, and there's gonna be hefty fines and all this stuff. And she was like, look, how we gonna make this right for both of us? And she got close. I'm just a single mother, you know, trying to make ends meet for my son. And he said, or maybe we could meet later on tonight, 8 o'clock, alone. And I mean alone. So she's like, fine. So he leaves out, and she's leaving the building. She said, look, my boy's gonna be here later on. You keep this shit going. Don't block. He said, did you just hear him? She said, fuck him. She was like, whatever. The building manager's like, I could lose my job. She was like, oh, please. She don't even care. Detective Howard rolls up on that doctor and asking her, what if he has a son? Would that be, can he use him for the bone marrow transplant and all this stuff? And she broke all of that down for him. Maybe, but he usually has to be at least 18 years of age, and Kane is only 15. So we don't know what the deal is with that. And that was, I mean, Detective Howard wasn't even in this episode, really. And then they got Lulu and Jessica. She's like, you know, he's in the club setting up, getting ready for this showcase and everything. And he said, he see Rock coming. He said, let me shout out to my sister for a minute. And she kind of looked back and looked her up and down. And I said, what the fuck was that look? Did y'all see that? She kind of looked at her. Not that Rock saw it. Rock didn't see that. But I guess this girl is trying to let Lou know. Because Lou, she said he can do anything he want to do. But he's following behind because he has to do everything his sister's telling him to do. Basically. Because he the little brother. I'm assuming that's what that look was for, but it was a little quick, funky look. I caught that. If y'all didn't catch it, catch it. So anyway, she's telling him, you know, Rock coming, she want to know about, what he going to be doing. He going to be selling drugs there and all that stuff. And he's like, no, I want to keep this clean. He said, I want to try to find a way to make other kind of money, like clean money. And she's like, what? So you paying for all this? Because people coming up there, I need this bill paid. Ain't nothing coming off that truck till I get this. They told me to see you, Lou. He giving them money. That'll do. The other person, I need the lights on. And, you know, she's like, you spending out money like that? He said, I thought it was my money. She said, your money is my money. I said, okay. She said, so. She said, I see everyone needs to get paid, you know. So she bounced saying, that's like, kind of like that's messed up. You just here to pay for everything and all this stuff. You just the money man. Anyway, Lou was like, whatever. So Lou, you know, I think he really wants to get out the drug thing, but that's all he knows right now. So he goes to visit Unique and asks, because she said Neek gonna be up in here with his stuff, and he's like, no, Neek ain't gonna be up in here and stuff. So Lou was trying to confirm and make sure he wouldn't ask for the favor to keep, you know, the showcase clean and everything. And Unique agrees. He said, is Rock gonna do? Rock gonna be? No, Rock is not. It's gonna be clean. You know, she's out too. Then he tells, you know, so he said, you's a smart one. I like you. Rock needs somebody level-headed like you around and all this stuff. And Lou just turned around because he was walking out. He just turned around and said, I appreciate you, you know, Neek. And then he walks out, and Neek said, ain't this some shit motherfucker gonna come up in here after they kill one of my boys? That's called chutzpah. That's called balls. He got a lot of balls coming up in here asking me not to do something. And he told them he want them to go in there and light that place up on fire. You know, I said, oh, Lord. I was like, okay. So Unique was going back on, you know, he just didn't even care. I was like, wow, that's kind of messed up, you know. So he picked two people, which is one of Unique's boys, to go out there and do it, you know. And he's like, I mean, who's going to do a favor after you kill one of their boys? Let's be real, you know. Anyway, next, Rock is cutting Kanan's hair with the clippers and stuff. I used to try to do my son's hair with the clippers when he was little. But she, you know, and she asked about how Symphony's class is going, and he's like, yo, the brother is good. He got good information. That's important stuff to know, da 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 da. Then she goes, how come you didn't tell me about you got scooped up by the police? And he's like, oh man, how'd you know? She's like, Scrappy told me. First he said he didn't lie. I didn't lie about it. She said, no, you just didn't tell me. He said, how you knew anyway? And he's like, Scrappy told me. So he's like, damn it. She's like, whatever. You should have told me, you know. He said, look, she said, who picked you up? Because Scrap said he didn't know who the dude was. She said, I asked Symphony. It's on me, Ma. Don't get mad at him. I asked him to keep it from you. But he should have told everything. Unique, that Symphony didn't like it. He wanted to tell. And he said that if she asked him, he was going to be upfront and tell her. But he didn't, trying to, I guess, earn the boy's respect. And I don't know. Whatever. You know what he was trying to do. But anyway. What else? So she got mad because she's like, I told y'all in another interview, I said, I have a feeling this is going to ruin her relationship with Symphony because of Kanan asked him to do that and keep a secret. I said it to y'all. Go back 2 episodes. I don't think it was last episode. I think it was the one before. Or maybe it was the last one because it's been 2 weeks, right? So, but I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. He messed up his mother's relationship because of that. She could have gave him a warning, but she did. She warned you, Symphony, but don't come between me and my son. That's it. And, well, she said, look, he a grown-ass man. He made his own decision. His decision was not to tell me. Bam. So, that's that. Nicole shows up to Jukebox house. She home chilling, and somebody knock at her door, and it's Nicole. And they hugging real tight and stuff. And then she's laying on the floor in their bedroom. You know, she rubbing her hair and stuff. And I was like, don't her father just walk in and stuff? I'm sure her father don't know she gay. I don't think he does. If he do, he ain't said nothing. But, you know, she said how Nicole was saying how people was asking her she in the wrong, and she lost in the wrong neighborhood because she in the black neighborhood. You in the wrong neighborhood, honey, baby. You lost. You lost. It was so funny. I thought that was funny. So she said that she would be there at Jukebox Showcase and stuff because Jukebox said, are you coming? She said, I've been lying to my parents for a week now, telling them I'm going to see Sarah Sue or whoever. She said, but I will be there. So that was that scene. And Rock and Lulu and Marvin, they sitting there talking. It seems something is going down because their supplier wasn't there. They didn't come and meet them to give them the drugs. And remember, the supplier is the one that's at the damn bingo hall and stuff. So, he wants the, what is it? It was, he never showed, she wants the boy, so she told, her brothers that they need to go out and buy up some supplies from other people because Marvin said they can't stretch their stuff no more than it's been stretched. So, you know, then, so she leaves, she pissed and everything. And, what is it? Marvin told Lulu his showcase is bullshit. And he said, he said, Juke is performing at my bullshit showcase, okay? He said, oh, you didn't know? He said, why don't you try being a father to your daughter? I said, oh. And I feel that way because to me, Juke ain't never around him. I don't never see no fatherly love between them. That's why she don't even want to be around her father, it seemed like. Anyway, what else happened? Rock visits the supply, like I said, and he is the one at the bingo hall and stuff. And he went and turned off grandma's ear thing or whatever. But I'm like, what did he click off? Because if he clicked off her ear thing, how is it she heard when she got bingo? She hearing those numbers, so I don't know what that is he clicked off. Maybe it's a recorder that's going or something. I don't know. Anyway, so he said there's 2 reasons that their relationship has ended. He said because a competitor has agreed to pay a 20% premium to secure his supply and her supplies. She said, so Neek gonna do that? Neek doing that? He said, yep. And he said, the second reason I don't trust your ass. He said, you're deceitful is beyond despair. I said, okay. I have a feeling it's about working with a woman. I don't know. It seemed like that's what's been going on around here. They didn't mind when it was her man, but when she took over for her man, it's like men and women back then, I guess they they wasn't one to take orders from anybody. I don't know. Something was weird about that. And so Kanan tells Uncle Marvin his idea about that drive-through drug spot and stuff, you know. And I said, I think, you know, and Marvin was listening. He said, but you're like kryptonite to me. I can't mess with you. Your mom said. So he's like, cool, whatever. And then you see Rock goes into the store and she sees the lady behind the counter, Julia. She beat up and stuff, busted eye and lip and stuff. How you got your wife working behind the counter looking beat up and you see customers coming in? What kind of man does that? That's just some dumb stuff. You know, it don't even make no sense. So she said, Julia saw Rock looking at her. She said, oh no, I fell and hit my face. She said, into his fist. And so she's like, I need to speak to your cousin. And she was like, you need to speak to such. So she said, I'm speaking to you. She said, what is this? Men don't want us women to open our mouths unless we put their dick in it or something like that. She said, you know, and then it's funny. She said, when we do open it, it's because a dick is in our mouth. Some kind of comment like that. I was like, oh, okay. All right. I was like, I know. I was like, oh, shit. So anyway, so she said, I need to speak to him. You got to make it happen. So that was that part. But I have a feeling she gonna get that man. She tired of that man beating on that woman. I'm telling you. Matter of fact, the woman seemed to be the one with all the damn connections anyway. She's the one that made the connections. The husband has it. Because remember, she was the one who connected with, was it Marvin or Lou? Lou, I think it was. Anyway, so then that white female officer, she confronts Jukebox because, see, her boss told her, look, what did you do to Detective Howard? In 20 years, he ain't never took a day off or something like that. He said, he took a day off. What did you do to him? You know, and so he told her either she could do desk duty or, you know, if she ride alone, she got to be careful. She can't be getting into no trouble. Don't fuck it up. I promise your father that I would look after you, all that stuff. She's like, I'll be fine. So she sees Jukebox with the white girl and she's following them and she see them hug by. There wasn't nothing funny about that hug and she got on the bus and Jukebox, you know, walked and finished putting flyers on the car. And the detective came up to her trying to get some information about D. Wiz's murder and all this stuff. And she said, I ain't got nothing to say to you. And she said, well, if you want to talk about anything, you know, anything, I know some things like even, you know, she don't look like your friend don't look like she from here and all this stuff. I was like, girl, please. People can't have white friends. People can't have black friends. What is wrong with the world? Anyway, let me stop. Anyway, what else was there? The flyer off the car. So she took one of the flyers off the car that Jukebox had. So she knew to be eyeballing. She drove over to that party and made sure she hung out around then. And then Kanan and Rock, they have a little moment together and he's showing how he all dressed up. He got his boys to men, he said, going on and stuff. And she's looking nice. And she said she'd meet him at the party. And he said he needed help doing a tie. How he got a tie and don't know how to tie a tie? I know I taught my son how to tie a tie. I learned. But Rock did it. She said she didn't know how, but then she did it. Anyway, so she said sometimes these are times she wish she had a man around for him and stuff like that. And do he miss having his father around? And he said, how you going to miss what you never had? It's a good point. Very good point. I know that one. And so he told him, don't get mad at me, you know, please don't be mad at Symphony's a good guy and y'all have a good thing going. This was my fault. Put it's all on me, Ma, and all this stuff. She was like, I ain't trying to hear it. See you later. And then I knew this was going to be an issue. Rock meets up with the building inspector and he goes, I've been asking around and I find out you some type of drug dealer. So she pulls out money and throws it at them. She also got a gun in her purse, but she just threw the money at him and he was like, she said, this is strictly money deal or something like that. And he grabbed her trying to have sex and he choked her. He was choking her and everything and stuff. And she was like, oh, shit. And he knocked her to the floor. Somehow he knocked her to the floor. She tried to claw his eyes and he threw her to the floor. And she tried to claw his eyes. His eyes she tried to claw and he threw her to the floor. And he trying to get sex. And she was on her knees trying to get up, crawling. She had on a dress and he was unzipping his pants like, I'm about to get this and hit this. And there was a hammer on the floor right there because construction was being done. And he tried to pick her up and she took the hammer, popped him up across the head and knocked him to the floor. And when we saw him again, She had him tied behind his hands and stuff. I said, okay. And then and Marvin came in. And Marvin came in and she tells him make sure he feel it on the way out. I said, oh shoot, that means make sure it sound like he dead. He alive while he dying or something like that. It kind of say, because she said make a meal out of this nigga. I said, ooh, okay. Does anybody know what that means? Well, put it down in the comment section, because I didn't know what that means. Make a meal out of this nigga. I thought she been chop him up sushi. I don't know. I didn't know what he did. But y'all saw Marvin put him in the wall. Marvin put him in the wall, wrapped his mouth, put him in the wall, and was sheetrocking it up. And before he sheetrocked it up, he took a staple gun and shot him in the head 2 or 3 times. And the guy was like, so he was gonna die in the walls. That we know that. That's for sure. They gonna be looking for that inspector. I'm sorry, it's not funny. I'm sorry, y'all. So Juke is at the club with Famous, and Nicole shows up, and she's getting sick. She is like, her nerves gets to her, and I see this is what Jukebox have this issue with her nervousness. So she getting sick and stuff, and she runs into the bathroom, locks the door. And so then Kanan came in backstage to say hi to them and all that stuff, and he knew just who Nicole is and all that stuff. But Nicole asked him to talk to Jukebox. Let me try to keep saying her Jukebox. Every time I talk about the white girl, I call her Jukebox Laverne. Anyway, she asked him to talk. He said, nah, like she don't want to talk to me. We had a fight. She said, she'll listen to you, please. She tells Famous, let's get out and give him some space, some privacy. And he goes and he apologizes to her for all the stuff he said. He felt bad as soon as it came out his mouth. He's just so stupid sometimes. She said, sometimes, okay, I'm stupid all the time. Okay, whatever. And, you know. And he said, this ain't the first time I talked you out of a room or a bathroom or something. And he told her a story from back in the day. And she said, the only reason I came out because you was crying like a little biatch. And it was embarrassing. He said, well, I'll start crying like a biatch right now and get you out of there. And he started, she came out, which was cute. So he's like, I got you. And they made up and all that stuff. You family, got you always and stuff. He said, Nicole seemed like she cool. Bam. So, and he said, the main reason I need you out, because I don't want to hear Famous blaming you for the 50 years down the road that it's your fault that he didn't blow up because you was hiding in the bathroom. So then Rock saw Symphony at the club, and she ran out. As soon as he tried to buy her drink, she ran out, and she walked, and he was chasing her behind her, and he chased her, and she basically said he betrayed her. He betrayed her with what he did, and he was trying to say, I was just trying to be there for him. The boy asked me, and I was trying to be there, and she said, I told you, nothing comes between me and my son and stuff. So she was mad. He said, so that's it? We done? She said, yeah, we done. And I was like, damn, that was kind of cold. I understood, but that was cold. You know, the whole story wasn't told. You know what I mean? But anyway, what else? She sees Lou. She walks over there because he's having a problem with these guys trying to get in. I think they was Crown's boys. And they were trying to get into the club. He said nobody's getting in there with no strapped and all that stuff. But for some reason, when they saw Rock, they must know who she is, because one, they were talking about Queens versus Brooklyn. But once they saw her, they chilled. And they was like, okay, man, all right. I said, okay, they must know who she is. So she told him, enjoy your damn showcase tonight, because when the sun comes back up in the morning, we got to work harder than ever. Because she ain't tell him what the deal is with the supply and everything. So, and then she sees that white officer, and she walks over to her and asks, where's her partner? And she's like, he took a day off or something like that. She said, well, you tell him the most dangerous place to be is between a mother and her child. And she said, I don't even know what that means. She said, you don't need to. That he knows what it means. Bam. Ain't nobody asked you if you understood. She said, give him a message. Tell him this. Ain't nobody asked you to understand. Hello? Let me stop. Then these boys and Rocks go into that Rocks little snitch or whatever. They go into the back of the club and they break the glass and everything, get in the window. They walk through the crowd. Lou happened to turn a little bit, and at this point, Famous and Juke were on the stage. Famous was getting nervous. He talked about Juke all that time, and then his ass was the one that froze up. He like, oh shoot, and Juke got him out of it or whatever. She just like killed the music. She started talking to the crowd, and he started warming up, and then she's like, okay, let's get it started. And everybody was all happy and stuff, and it was going down. But then Lou turned around and saw his boy, Rock's boy, behind Neek's boy a little bit. And he did something like snip, and he started a fight. That's when Lou started a fight. So I don't give what fuck. And punched the guy. And the guy started punching him. He yelled, Southside! And everybody started fighting. That must have been some kind of code. Like, okay, it's on. And everybody started throwing down fighting and stuff. So people started running. And Niece's boy, you know, and they get outside. And your Niece's boy, you know, told Scrappy, stop. And he held a gun to his head and basically told him, dude, I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night. I said, okay. He's like, I knew, Neek knew you wasn't going to shoot no Lulu and stuff. He knew you wasn't nothing but rock snitch and stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, he dead. I knew he was dead at some point. What else happened? Marvin rolls up because Marvin got out of there. He rolls up and he picks up his boys. He said to get in. They said, we on the corners? He said, nah, we on the highways, nigga. They was like, the highways? So basically, it seemed like he heard what Kanan was saying. They could come right off that highway and pull up over there like a drive-by drug place and stuff. So I think that's what he gonna do. And that might help and save them. That just might save them because then they said they're gonna charge white boy prices. Because that's who's driving by that highway. Remember Symphony told that story about that Van Wyck and how they drive by on that Van Wyck. I guess that's the highway that's right there. What else happened? The boy, Rock, they show Rock sitting home, chilling, you know, smoking a cigarette on the couch, just thinking and stuff about stuff. They show Detective Howard. He looked like he in a diner. He looking at a picture of Kanan, trying to figure out what he gonna do. And then they got the music in the background playing, baby, you send me, baby, you send me. I like that song. Anyway, when that's playing, they show Kanan. He go to visit Davina, and then next thing they in the bedroom. She invite him in, and she kissing in the bedroom, and she give him a condom. So that's gonna be his first time having sex. They show Famous is look like he's still in the club or somewhere, and some girl is pushing him in a room and everything, and he about to get a BJ, a blowjob probably for the first time. So he about to get his sex on and stuff. I was like, okay. We got Jukebox is on the bus with Nicole. She high because dumbass Crown is letting her smoke part of he passing it to Just didn't want any. Passed it to her, and Nicole was like, hell, she smoked some, so she was high. She on the bus singing, we need a body, we need a body. I was like, oh, but the part about that rapping with we need a body stuff, Kanan was sitting there, he was clapping at first, and then he stopped and started listening to the lyrics. He said, that's what it is. These mother effers sitting here rapping about shit they ain't never been a part of, ain't never experienced, witnessed, or had nothing to do with. And he said he had to stop standing like, what? And even though Famous looked at him like, he looking at him like, what the fuck you singing about? You ain't know nothing about that. What you rapping about? It was funny. But anyway, so that song is still playing, Baby You Send Me, and they got Lou in the limo. He's upset. He got an attitude because he upset about the party messing up because that was his way. He wanted to do something to get this going, you know. And Jess starts touching him and said, babe, look, baby, I like a brother who know how to throw a punch. And she get all in his face and everything. And then they start having sex in the back of the limo and stuff. It was like booties out, legs is up, everything on. I was like, oh, this was good. And then it ends with Kanan sneaking into the house, you know, tiptoeing in. And then you hear somebody pull up and say, here your boy, bitch. You know, bitch. And it was like they threw, Unique's boys threw, it sounded like they shot him too. It sounded like a shot. And it was Scrappy's body in front of Rock's house. She ran downstairs and Kanan ran with her. And she had her gun and everything. Because they said, here's your boy. That could have been her son. You know, she was gone. So it ended like that. It was sad. But I think that was such a good episode. I enjoyed that one. And, you know, it kind of was a good episode because Detective Howard wasn't in it too much. I don't know. I don't like his character yet. I'm trying, but anyway. This your girl, Barbie J. Remember, subscribe, like, comment, share. Peace.